Hey guys, what's going on? Randy here with Academia Christi. Here on October the 24th, after our first uh, close frost, it was like 30, just on 32. Had all our plants indoors, had our row cover up. In fact, the row cover is still up. I'm gonna go take it off during our video here. Um, this is gonna be our garden vlog. I'm gonna kind of go through quickly. I'm gonna try to do these in like a half hour edited. So anyway, here we go. Yeah, everything just brought out of the porch and garage here. So, and actually, and as you can see, they're looking really nice. Seems like even the ones on the porch, this one, yeah, this one was on the porch. You can see really doing just fine. Now we're up into, right now, probably mid 60s, maybe getting close to mid 60s. It's supposed to get toward almost 70 today, the rest of the week for an entire week. So this stuff is, it's going to be outdoors a little longer, so that's cool. Got our habaneros here that are, again, everything's looking just fine. The stuff that was out here though, not quite so, maybe. I would maybe even use some of these pots with the dead flowers in them for perennial overwintering, some of this perennial stuff. If we can maybe resurrect this stuff here, maybe some of this grass, those again are going to go in. So yeah, it's going to be a bit nice for the next week, and so everything is going to be out here for a while, and hopefully that bodes well for everything in ground. We'll see how they fared in a second here. But again, yeah, everything here looking good. And it was just fertilized a few days ago. I should probably dig this fertilizer in. I thought it would work itself in a little better than that, but it didn't. We did get rain right after, literally right after I fertilized everything. That was kind of the goal. So it sort of, it was supposed to water itself in. Have a couple here that were already not looking great, specifically the Big Jim, Numex Big Jim here. Actually not looking much better, and I think I even had this in the garage along with perhaps the Cubanelle here. I think I was trying to keep the ones that looked the worst in there. This Santa Fe Grande might have not been though. This might have actually been on the porch. Anyway, yeah, for the most part they're looking fine. It would have been nice to get these because we haven't had any, well, we've had a Santa Fe Grande, we haven't had a Cubanelle or a Big Jim yet, although we have some in the back. We'll see. Not Big Jims, actually. The Numex Big Jims probably did the worst. All these are actually looking really nice. The Thai specifically was one of the ones on the porch, and it is looking fabulous still. Really happy with that. Charleston Hot as well. This is by far our best Charleston Hot. It's the only one I think that actually had peppers growing on it. It has several now, and they are looking fine. We're actually going to have enough room to overwinter as much as we want. The question will, however, be which ones we want to continue into the early winter with indoors to fruit. And that's basically just going to be all the ones that we haven't tried yet. Here's some orange habaneros looking kind of nice. These are all our hottest hot ones. Naga Viper, 7-Pot Jonah, neither of them doing a whole lot right now. Naga Viper just starting with some fruits. 7-Pot Jonah barely flowering. Again, they're going to be really held up by the weather, hoping that now the weather is going to perhaps kick them back into gear just for a moment, hopefully. There they are. Still nothing quite yet. Ghost peppers here, but close. Sorry folks, don't get to see me burn my face off just yet, but almost. These are 1 million Scoville, and well, it can get up to just over 1 million. It can get to about 1.2 million. Our 7-Pot Jonah's in 1.4 for the Naga Viper. Our 3 hottest. Anywho, here are the rest of the stuff. Again, just various peppers that were either in the garage. I think all these were in the garage. These second round of the hydroponics. These 2 basil were actually on the porch. The sweet basil is continuing to look horrific as it just dies off for good. I don't think we'll be able to. Maybe we can cut it back and perennialize it. We'll find out. I guess it's worth trying. Like I said, we're gonna have all the room we need for all our potted stuff, it turns out. And here the red basil is actually still looking quite fine. How much new growth is there? Actually a little bit. Actually a little bit. This one I wouldn't mind. I mean, I don't really need to keep it going. I wouldn't mind getting a few more nice flower stalks, some real ones that I let actually go the whole way. I want to try to collect some of the seed from this. I would really like to propagate my own. Yeah, here are beautiful earliest, our very first pepper, our nice jalapeno. That's going to hopefully go for 5 years if we're lucky. Same with our maybe Gen 2 cayenne here. Still not positive what I'm going to do. I'd like, maybe I'll just, I mean, it's just the one in the pot, so I figured I'd keep it going. Get our Gen 3 cayenne, see how many generations we can go. Another perennial thing here, our Thai basil that we're working on, another perennial basil, I should say, our Thai basil. The only one we have actually seeds of this because we bought the seeds. So we can do more of that, and we will be. This is just the one that we had, and I'm going to see if I can actually end up overwintering it and getting it started early next year. So I'm going into a lot of detail with these. I won't go into any more detail other than to say I just bamboo staked these two suckers, my pretty little fish pepper and my pretty little bigger ají limon, capsicum baccatum, lemon drop pepper. Look at that little nice fellow. We actually have one of these we picked, not quite ripe, from the back, just so I could taste it. I tore one of those strings off and it wasn't quite long enough. I wanted to use it somewhere. It wasn't long enough to get there to the trunk, so I just tied it there. Hopefully it won't break the other one. But this one was breaking, and so I had to tie it up, and I have a sneaking suspicion that it's the same thing that happened to the one right there on this side. Staked now, double tied, and the fish pepper is looking nice. It actually has a few more that are ripening. You can see, just look how gorgeous. I mean, not only is it pretty and it still looks nice, but look at all those peppers all over it still. It's one of my best producing for sure. And again, it's one of the ones that was actually done the right time. Oh, I guess it was kind of early comparatively. And it was in a small pot for a while, so maybe that does attest to the fish pepper itself. Yeah, just one of my favorite peppers. Really attests to the greatness of fish, in my opinion. People say it's good for a lot of things. I've only just tried it raw so far, and in some things, but also just raw that way too. Here, this is I think a good gauge as to how my cold sensitive things are going to be doing. My uncovered potted tomatoes, the pots aren't going to be able to handle the cold as long as the ground stuff will, I believe. That's how it works. So these should be some of the first things to go. And again, tomatoes and peppers both like really warm, and so there's that. But these, yeah, they do seem like they're dead. I don't know if anything's gonna happen with these. I guess you could probably maybe, I don't know if you can do something with these unripe things or not. Bodacious beefsteak, those came out nice enough, I guess. Looks a little rough, but it's fine. It's fine. The Brandywine Red, whew, it's a beast. I do really feel like now that we have the space, I feel like I might, and they don't look far enough gone. Again, it was only 32. It didn't get too bad there. And it would have only been for a bit, so who knows what the temperature of the soil really was. They still look alive enough, the Brandywine Red and the Cherry, that I might cut them back now that we have a week to think about this and I have the space to do it. I think I might actually cut those back and overwinter both of those. So I think that it would be pretty cool to have a few, just a couple tomatoes started super early in some pots, like a bunch of our peppers will be. But yeah, that Brandywine Red actually is still looking great. I don't know how far we would cut it back. I think maybe we cut it maybe around here, and then I don't know how much. I think you'd keep that and maybe a bit of these two prongs, and that's all you really want, I'm pretty sure. The Roma is done. We actually haven't been out here to pick these. I really need to come out and do that, like today, right after this. Looks like I may have a lot. Nope, it's still on there. They're all still on there. This Roma did really well, probably one of the best, but the Cherry was by far the best. It's actually dropping its fruits now. That's fine. Those are still okay. And again, this thing has this crazy branch on it. So we're gonna have to, well, this is one of the lower suckers, and so is perhaps this one that's actually the one tied right here. Big one running down. So we'll just have to cut those. Again, tons of cherry tomatoes still coming on with this one. Oh yeah, we did pluck the end of this thing, I think. So that was all done. But yeah, still like has some green leaves on it. So, and we had one day that went to 32. We may have had another night, the next night, last night, it was like 34 maybe. So it did get pretty decent during the day, so everything would have warmed back up. That's one, I guess, benefit of the potted things. So they'll warm up quickly as well as cool down quickly, because there's just not a lot of volume there to deal with. But yeah, all the tomatoes done, so that's probably a good sign that everything else will soon follow next week whenever it happens again, and multiple days in a row. Then everything will be done. Will the ground cover hold up? Let's find out. I figure I'd take a look quick at how these potted strawberries are doing. I'm gonna actually bring these in next time, but it would be smart. I think I'm gonna, obviously they're perennials, so, well, perennial-ish. They're like triennial or whatever. I'll bring them in so they can survive the coldness that's coming. Here's just some other peppers I brought out around. This is the spot where I was going to put something down and just bring all my potted stuff out here, but you know, the year ended, so I didn't need to do that anymore. But for this week, these things will be hanging out. I didn't need to put plastic down. We have these tables I've been using, so I just brought those out to do it. Before we check out how the row cover did, and I can tell you one thing, it looks like all of the Pepper Brand experiment peppers are uncovered, so they may have got bitten by the frost a bit. And here, another good indicator of where everything is going to be because of that cold. These are not as great because of just our own growing, how we ended up growing them. Not as great peppers here, and what they're doing after that, not good at all. This thing is gross, done. That thing's still going, maybe, I don't know. That is getting hit by those weird, I wonder if they're the ones that ate the one last time, all the ones last time that the first one on each of these peppers that was growing, they all had holes in them. The problem with these is they're sweet, so probably more things will eat them. At least that's what I would assume. Mustard probably just doing its thing here. Yeah. Yeah, so now luckily I'll be able to come out here and have some warmer days to collect the rest of my mustard, which I've barely done still. As you can see, the mustard is doing just fine, even the small stuff here. Look at how massive this one is. Just want to point this out. That is a huge mustard stalk. Our Lord was not joking about how big mustard gets, even when sown that close together. Now this is, again, as I said, great indicator where we're at. This little marigold started dying off. Maybe it'll be able to come back, maybe not. The basil, this smaller basil side, definitely donezo. Nice to know that is what's going to happen to the basils if they're left out, even in 32-degree nights. One 32-degree night, maybe two 33-degree nights. The peppers are big old beautiful cayenne. Oh, I don't know, guys. It might be done. I don't know. The tops are getting like soggy for some reason. It might have something to do with those suckers. I don't know. We lost so many of these things at the bottom from like slugs, maybe. I don't know what is eating them. Slugs, I think. That kind of was unfortunate. But we lost a lot of them. Lost a lot of tomatoes. Lost a lot of these cayenne. We still have a lot though, don't worry. We still got a ton. It just makes me wonder how many we really would have ended up with. Still got a couple big weeds in here too. Jalapeno is obviously going to be done too in here. We'll see how many of those we actually ended up with. The lavender is still looking really nice. Look at this lavender, man. I thought this was kind of a warmish weather, not like really warm weather, but like a, they call them Mediterranean herbs, dry herbs. Smells nice still. Our tomato I meant to cut back. We still can do that. We will do that. Again, even the big marigolds took a big shot there, but this one still does look kind of alive. Look at those green stems. I mean, it might be able to recover because it's got a week. It's got another week now to chill. Well, or to not chill, I guess. Those peppers should be good. A good bit of those. It really looks like a sustainable sprout, so I am led to believe that it was the cutting from one of the sustainable sprouts. Even our big old basil here. Now this is a little sad to see, but this is good to see. Maybe. I honestly can't tell what exactly. It still smells decent actually. But now I know like the couple little brown spots on the basil leaves, that's not so big of a deal. This is not good anymore though. But it actually still smells good. I'm not gonna lie, it actually still smells good. Doesn't look it though. Here, our lettuce, our old leaf lettuce, still doing decent. The cold, of course, that kind of cold really not gonna affect our leaf lettuce, even the old stuff apparently. Sad that we never got any new stuff self-seeded. I'm surprised that it didn't happen. Our peas aren't looking great. They never really were. Again, they're super like dead and long because of this bib that fell over during our early spring winds, mid-spring or early summer, mid-summer high winds. All right, now let's take a look at some disappointment is what it's going to be. Looks like maybe we saved the last couple rows in the first couple rows and blew off the middle two rows here. And similarly, most of the peppers were good except these middle peppers back in the back here, which again are my three rows of the pepper brand experiment. Let's see how everything else fared. Let me get this stuff off. I'm going to start with the tomatoes because of course I care much more about the peppers personally. You know, I almost didn't even do tomatoes this year. Look at where we're at. Our biggest producer for sure. Anyway, as you can see, there's a very, very big difference between what was in the middle and ended up uncovered and what was on the ends and ended up remaining covered through our cold nights. Even these very far along tomatoes survived. Big old Napa grape over here. Still green, everything over here still green. And again, compare that to the stuff we just saw that was over here in the ground, the peppers in the ground, the tomatoes that were back there in the pots that were uncovered completely. Again, even just these that were uncovered. I mean, it really is a night and day difference. This is the same plant, I think. This and this, which is surprising. Probably doesn't bode well for the rest of the plant, but it is still green. Some on the ends here. Basically all the ends. It really was just that middle that was open. I'm glad that we were able to save some. It means maybe we'll be able to get them a couple to go. If this next coming freeze isn't too bad, maybe they'll continue. A quick look again, same thing at the peppers. There were only a couple that ended up uncovered here in the front. It was these, which were really the three Aleppos, unfortunately, all got wrecked, but that's okay. We've had a lot of Aleppos, so I guess that works out. These hot bananas have also been exposed, it looks like. Hopefully we'll be able to salvage some of those peppers. Again, note to self, that we may want to harvest as much as possible before the first freeze, unless we just know that we're not gonna we don't have, I mean, we could do much better with the ground cover. Again, just something as simple as, I mean, it's a little time consuming, but as simple as sewing the pieces together is what we need. I'd rather them not rest on top of the plants, but it's better than nothing. As we can see, it's keeping stuff green. I mean, look at these things. The tops, maybe I have to recant that last statement, because the tops of these are looking a little soggy, and I'd expect that's from the ground cover laying on top of them. Now, can the plant handle that? Can it manage? If the plant's strong enough, I suppose probably. Are these plants strong enough? That's a whole another question. They are alive. Again, the ones that were covered. Let's see if we actually have anything more ripening here. I think we did. I don't know, maybe, no, we didn't take a Cubanelle yet, so we could take one of those. At some point this week we will be. Definitely before the next freeze. Anaheim chili, this thing's still looking good, I guess. Plants, not so much. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Looks like maybe the end of the pepper brand experiment prematurely because of them getting uncovered here. They're all looking pretty bad, and I guess this is just going to be another way to test them. What ended up surviving the cold the best? And I would say none of them. None of anything survived the cold very well. You know what? Huh. These two, well, maybe it's more than just the two that got cutworm, but they're both actually not looking completely dead. Some of these cayenne, I guess, aren't looking completely dead. The habaneros are certainly doing the worst, which I kind of expected. The fruits, I guess, are still looking okay, so maybe the plants will hold off long enough this week to maybe get a couple of those ripe. We'll pull the rest anyway. These guys on the ends kind of remain covered. Our sweet peppers, California Wonders that is. Other sweet peppers are Greek pepperoncinis, which I guess we're not getting any of. Maybe these guys will, again, like all the other ones, maybe these will start ripening this week before the real end comes. Or again, maybe I'll cover them better this time and they'll have a little longer. Jimmy Nardellos, have a bunch of those that came off, so we'll be able to try those. Some of them are finally ripening. These are also Jimmy Nards. Yeah. So then over here, I guess we'll take a gander at these real quick. These ties ended up looking good too. Again, they were covered. All of these remain covered. The Charlestons probably took damage because of their height. Again, they're looking soggy at the top, probably because of the row cover. And maybe because they're so tall, that might have actually helped out these ties a little bit. They're also looking the same at the top, but still looking a little better overall. You know what I want to do? You know what I'm going to do, guys? Just for you, I'm going to pull whichever one of these ties in the middle looks further along. It looks like it might be, oh, there's two of them right here, so definitely one of these. Hopefully I'll only get the one and not both. And I'm going to pop this guy in my mouth. Now this is a very unofficial Thai pepper test, clearly, because it's very unripe Thai pepper, and very small, but small enough that I can pop it in my mouth and maybe probably burn my face off. Oh, pretty hot. A little spice to that. Oh, ooh, that lingers. That's supposed to be 40 to 60. cayenne's 30 to 50. Oh, making me hiccup. But it's not like super hot. Oh. Yeah, might have been about a 50. Definitely in the 40 to 60 range, I'd say, around a cayenne. Maybe a hot cayenne, maybe not quite hotter than that. I like the taste though. I love that every pepper almost has like its own taste. It really does. Whew. Back to wandering the peppers. Oh man, that was pretty amazing. I really like that. I think this is one of these banana peppers. These are cayenne actually. It's a banana pepper from that plant, I guess. Another one bites the dust. I don't really want to keep that. Although, let's keep it because we have another one that has these spots. And we kept it. Probably going to go bad, but whatever. Keep it anyway. See what it does. It's just good to know, right? I'll mention last here, these habanero, they're not looking good at all. Not really any. The reds are kind of okay. These yellows aren't so bad because again, they're mostly all these were covered. They're just, again, they're habaneros. So these two, I don't know what happened to these two specifically. That's the last yellow, and that's one of the first ghosts, or the first ghost, I guess, if you want to say. These two ghosts, not as bad. But still not doing anything. Not gonna do anything at this point. Not gonna be able to. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that is that. Melons are all done. One on the very end there, I picked it because something started eating it. Wasn't even ripe. But yeah, even the watermelon all dead. Look at this one that was climbing, it's completely brown. Well, it's getting there at least. Pull that out. Nice try, watermelon. Nice try. It's my fault more than anything. Anyway, that's it for now. I will catch you guys soon. This is gonna, I guess, probably also work as the garden vlog update. Perhaps I might do another update in a couple days. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the next couple days. I'll be over to check those out maybe. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys later. This is Academia Christi. I'm Randy. This is the Viri Christi garden vlog. Is this the Saint Fiacre garden or the Saint Bacchus garden? I don't know yet, but we'll find out hopefully soon from you folks. Anyway, for now, that's it. Peace.